Hey everybody, it's Sean, and I'm about to do something really stupid. I'm out here in Utah because I'm going to get a chance to drive the new Ford GT.
But I wasn't ready to just hop right into a supercar and go, so Ford let me take one of their 526 horsepower Mustang GT350s out on the track first. The problem is I didn't know how to drive a manual car. I've stalled this thing 10 times. So this is like eating your vegetables before having that sweet dessert, except this dessert is like a rare dessert with like gold leaf on top of it, and it's served you by a butler on like a private island that you took a helicopter to get to. Yeah. So the Mustang helped me get comfortable with things like what the basic racing line is and where and when to brake on a track, and how to get comfortable with pushing a car to its limits.
So do I think this has me ready for the Ford GT? I think so. I had no idea how to drive a manual car today. And I'm doing all right now. The GT's automatic. I like my chances. Woo-hoo. That noise is cool. So I'd say my goals for today are don't wreck, have some fun, go fast, and don't wreck.
You see, the Ford GT is a very rare car. It's one of the only American supercars. And what was a V8 in the old GT40 has been replaced with a turbocharged V6 that still makes 647 horsepower. And if you want to buy one, Ford has to personally select you from a list of applicants. Oh, it's also $450,000.
So this is definitely not a car for everyone. It's not even a car for the 1%. It's not even a car for the 0.5%. It might as well not exist in all practical purposes. But that said, it does exist. I'm here to drive it. I'm going to shut up because I want to get in this thing and show you what it's like.
The guy next to me is James. He's a Ford Racing School instructor and the person tasked to keep me from crashing the GT.
This is a poster car. I mean, this is a car that you would dream of driving and never get a chance to drive, which is why it's so cool that we're here today driving it.
The Ford GT just looks like it belongs on the track, and that's no coincidence. Ford developed this car alongside the Le Mans race car, which means the street-legal Ford GT is nearly identical to the car that won Le Mans last year. It's an aerodynamic masterpiece. The rear wing works as an air brake, but it also adds downforce, and the front splitter even adjusts in real time to balance that out and keep the car planted. Like most sports cars, you have a few different driving modes that alter the car's personality, but the most dramatic is track mode, which drops the car 50 millimeters and adds to that mind-bending downforce. Let's talk about the V6 behind my head. Ford's argument is that using a smaller engine allowed them to do crazier stuff with the aerodynamics of the GT. And I'm willing to buy that argument because while I was driving this car at my limit, I was only scratching the surface of what the GT is really capable of.
It is like any other supercar, and especially performance car, where it's so low, it's so wide, everything's built together so well that it just goes where you tell it to. In the Mustang, something like that, you know, you're rolling a bit here and there. It was a wonderful ride, whereas this was like about as accurate as you're gonna get. So that was my ride in the Ford GT. I can't really think about what else to say because that was pretty unimaginable and pretty rad. Now the real test will be basically just what can Ford bring from this car to cars that, you know, more than a few hundred people can buy. So I'm really excited. If this is what the future of Ford looks like, I'm really excited to see all of that play out.
The worst part was I've been first in line for everything, so I've been stalling this car in front of everybody and hopefully not doing too much damage to the clutch.